Happy New Year, nerds! I hope you all made lots of New Year's resolutions to break, because breaking New Year's resolutions is a time-tried tradition that should definitely be honored. Another sacred tradition, one that dates all the way back to the Babylonians, is that January is a very slow month for gaming, for flat and for VR. This year though, it's extra slow. It's snail pace. It is as if the whole VR industry is solemnly holding its breath, waiting for the big relief, the mighty redeemer, the one and only Link's R1. Or was it this other one? I don't know. Now that we have wasted enough time to get the video beyond the 3-minute mark, there are some games to talk about. The last month of 2022 had two major VR releases. The first one was The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners Chapter 2 Retribution. Apart from being a runner-up for the longest video game title in history, the sequel to Skydance's popular VR zombie survival romp managed to garner a positive critical reception with a strong 78 on aggregate review site VR Game Critics. Upload VR felt that the game did not live up to the expectations that the predecessor set, but acknowledges the game's potential. Quote, the deeply atmospheric world of post-apocalyptic New Orleans, complete with its rich character and its brooding, oppressive sense of desperation, remain fundamentally intact. In fact, every core element of what made the original so very successful, with exception of reliable performance, are present and just waiting to drag you back, kicking and screaming all over again. Plus, this time you have a chainsaw. End quote. The issues with performance were mirrored by other reviewers, with the general sentiment being that the game is held back by the limiting hardware. That is because it only released on standalone VR for now, on the Quest 2 and on Pico devices. A PC release is scheduled for February. Real talk now. Why has the English language a month that is basically impossible to pronounce for non-native speakers? February. What a terrible, terrible word. To all you native English speakers out there, do something about it. A PC release is scheduled for next month and a PSVR 2 release for March. The second big release of December was Hubris, a game that largely failed to live up to the hype. Though some liked it, for the most part the reviews were on the lower side, resulting in a weak 64 on VR Game Critics. The VR Grid gave it an alright 6 out of 10. Quote, it took me just over 6 hours to get through the campaign, and once I did, I had no desire to give it another go. The pacing can be crushingly slow at times, thanks in large to that scavenging, and even when the action does pick up, it's never too engaging. The overall narrative as well I found to be forgettable, with the story touching upon larger events and ending on a to be continued note, but I just don't think I care enough to see where the next chapter will take us. I fully agree with the VR Grid on this one. If you want to know more, I will leave a link to my review in the description below. Click it, it's great. Colossal Cave is a bit of a strange one. This is a reimagining of the text-based adventure game with the same name, first released in 1976. The premise of the game is that there is a cave with treasure hidden in it, so you venture forth into the depths to collect all the treasure. The cave is supposed to be huge, with miles of caverns to explore and over 15 distinct areas. There are secrets to find, characters to encounter, friends and foes alike, puzzles to solve and of course treasures to obtain. The game kind of looks like it's from the PS2 era, but to be fair, that is still a decent graphical upgrade from the original text adventure. There's a lot of media coverage about Colossal Cave, not so much about the game itself, but more about the persons involved in this project. It is developed by a new studio, Cygnus Entertainment, that was formed by Ken and Roberta Williams, the very same persons that founded Sierra Entertainment back in 1979. Sierra published a lot of early adventure games like King's Quest, Police Quest and Leisure Suite Larry, but they were also the original publisher of Half-Life, believe it or not. Well, Sierra is long gone now, and so were the Williams, until they decided to retire from retirement last year to make Colossal Cave. Roberta Williams, who was lead designer on all of the original King's Quest games and of Phantasmagoria, acts as a creative director. Colossal Cave is scheduled to release on January the 19th only for the Quest 2. I think. There will also be a flat version that is coming to everything bar your fridge, but the main focus of the development is the VR version. All questions about other VR platforms remain firmly ignored. In the original trailer it says that the game comes to computers and to VR, which I found kinda funny. It's official, the Quest is not a computer. I get the impression that I don't really know that PCVR or PSVR is even a thing. I will now show you a picture of Ken and Roberta Williams because it is absolutely adorable. Primal Hunt is a dinosaur hunting game. With a variety of weapons and armor at your disposal, you strive to become the greatest hunter of all time. To achieve this lofty goal, you must face the most formidable prey, dinosaurs. And not any old vanilla dinosaurs, but cybernetically enhanced dinosaurs, sporting machine guns, rocket launchers and more. While the game is inspired by Turok, this is more of a hunting game than a run and gun shooter. You need to track your targets, use stealth to surprise and corner the beautiful majestic beast and then stomp it to a bloody pulp. The graphics on this one look rough, but the dinos are kinda cute, so Primal Hunt is scheduled to come to standalone VR also on January the 19th. That is for the Quest 2 and Pico devices. A version for the Vive Focus is also confirmed, but without a date so far. Oh, and a flat version of the game, or at least something similar, will come to Roblox. Yes, to Roblox. So that's all. I told you January would be slow. Next month will be better, way better, I promise. I will now play some light jazz until the video is exactly 7 minutes and 59 seconds long, just to mock YouTube's monetization rules. You can click off now.